everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickard. Assistant Athletic Director, Erik Larson. You're back.
I'm back.
I would sing welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, but no one wants to hear my voice. And believe, unbelievable, you want to be back on the show, you go above and beyond. We're on top of the roof of the Student Union, a new perch.
I just thought with a beautiful day like today, you get a chance to show off Angeli Hall in downtown Scranton. You can't beat this. This is a phenomenal view.
And even the mountains in the background with the leaves changing. So a lot of people may not be familiar or never been to campus before can actually see that, we do live in a nice area. And our falls here are really nice.
It's beautiful in the fall here. Absolutely.
And the weather has been great. And we're going to be talking to baseball soon.
Yep.
And we know our baseball and softball are traditional spring sports who have a fall season.
Right.
Have been out there taking advantage of the great weather.
And it's been fantastic for them. The weather... You can't beat it. They've had multiple opportunities to get outside. The weather hasn't chased them off the fields. They're getting their workouts in. They started inter-squad scrimmages, all within the social distancing measures, but they're getting it done. So we have an opportunity to get our student athletes here and really get some work done, and we're getting them ready for the spring, and that's the most important thing. And the weather's been very cooperative.
It has been. If there was a fall football season, it wouldn't have been as cooperative. It would be rainy and cold.
That's how it works in football.
Yes. So you're in for Danny. So Danny's not here today when we're filming. He is still celebrating. He has this big victory week of soccer. So he's home celebrating, couldn't get into work today.
He's fatigued. He had some big wins this week and an overtime win. We're trying to give him a little break, but also we're testing this.
Yes.
So this is a test.
So we know a lot of people are watching for Danny. So we want to see if we've converted them to Lackawanna Falcons Corner fans, or are they just Danny Berg fans?
Right.
So we're going to see.
Only you can tell us.
But, we're glad to have you, but we miss Danny
I
too.
appreciate it. I enjoy this. This is a great time.
It is.
We have fun.
Especially, with our spot up here today and stuff too. So, but I think baseball's ready.
Perhaps, yep. Looking forward to it.
We're not going to have them climb up onto the roof, right? So we're going to do a Zoom with, Coach McCarry
we'll get him online.
and one of his guys. So we'll prepare for that, and we'll be more than happy to show you that in a couple seconds. Just let us get off the roof. But we're right back on the Falcons Corner. Take flight.
You only get so many opportunities to follow your dreams, to make your mark in this world, to lay the foundation for your future. So never stop dreaming, creating, advancing, because there's something bigger in store for all of us. At Lackawanna College, we prepare our students to make their mark, to help change the world we live in, and to become tomorrow's legacies. It's who we are. This is life-changing. This is Lackawanna College.
Hey everybody, we're back on the Falcons Corner. Time to talk some baseball finally. The weather's been really nice in the Scranton area, and I know our guys have been out there getting a lot of work in. Coach McCarry, thanks for joining us. I know we have one of your guys on the line with us too. Take a second, tell everyone a little bit about Brandon and what you're expecting out of him this fall, and most importantly in the spring.
So Brandon transferred to us last year from Northampton Community College. 6'4", 220-pound catcher. I don't think I'm being outlandish to say he's got some of the best power potential in the country. He could lead the country in homers this year. Good catch and throw. Good student in the classroom. 3.6, 3.7 GPA, and just looking forward to a great year from him, basically.
Good, and like I said, I know. They're the typical guys that we try to find here, right? So he's the right size, the right makeup, smart on the field, smart in the classroom. Brandon, how disappointed were you last year that the season was canceled, especially because of the great start that you got off to?
Yeah, we were really getting things going when it got canceled. We were on our spring trip, and we really started to click, and then got the news that we were getting sent home, and it really sucked. But looking forward to getting back out there this year.
Now, how did your summer look like? Did you have a chance to play any collegiate leagues during the summer, or did you just work on developing your body and just individual skills?
I actually had to go home, and pretty much as soon as COVID hit, I started working to pay for this year, and then I got some work in after work by myself or with any of my friends who were in town.
What would you rather do? Work on those catching fundamentals or get in the cage and hit BP?
Cage all day. I'd rather hit.
That's the best hit. Because we noticed that you DH a little bit too. So we want to I know coach is smart enough to make sure that bat is in the lineup. You can't catch every day, but as long as that stick is in the lineup, that's all you got to worry about.
Yeah, for sure.
Coach, how different has this fall been? And this is an obvious question that we ask everyone, but everyone likes to know, how different has this fall been compared to other ones that you've been around since you've been coaching?
I'm lucky that the coaching staff and I were able to sit down during the middle of the pandemic and kind of plan for a situation like this. We didn't want to call it Plan B because we thought it was likely, but essentially we're finding ways to get work in with everybody, whether they're close to campus and they can be on the field 5 days a week, or whether they're guys at home that we're doing Zoom sessions with and stuff like that. Right. So we're finding a way to do it. The thing I miss is, like, normally by this point, I got 50 guys that are best friends with each other. Yeah. They're all hanging out. They all know each other at this point. We're going to have to accelerate that process a little bit in January. But as far as the physical stuff, I think we're getting 85% of what we could accomplish done.
Awesome. And then I know you guys are getting together a little bit right on our home field. So how many guys, how has turnout been, and how has been like team morale been when you guys are getting together during the week?
Oh, it's great. I think 45 to 50. So, I mean, we're getting about half. Okay. On the weekend, we're getting almost 40 that are coming out, and it's been fantastic.
Good. Let's just say recruiting is a huge, at any college level, but especially in the junior college level, you got to get guys in, and more importantly, we got to get our guys out. So how has recruiting changed on both ends of, you filling out a roster and then making sure, because I know the fall probably was always a good time to showcase your guys, to those, bigger four-year schools.
Absolutely. And we're a very visible program. And normally that's because we're traveling around playing all fall. It's changed. Everybody's kind of in a dead period at this point where they're not allowed to come out and watch us. Right. Because of that dead period also, they're not getting evaluations on their own players. I'd say 30% of our recruitment is basically guys looking for a certain player at a certain position because they didn't recruit them in another class. 70% of it is they're trying to replace somebody they have that's underperforming. Okay. So we're not quite into that point where people know that guys are underperforming, whether on the field or in the classroom. For me, I'm playing it pretty slow for 2021 recruiting. Because I think I have like 35 guys who technically have 2 years of eligibility on this roster, that there's so much uncertainty based on how heavily packed the 4-year rosters are. Right. That some guys I thought that might leave this year might end up coming back, and I don't want to recruit somebody else behind them at this point.
Which makes sense. And I have a upcoming senior in high school, and as a 3-sport athlete, so the 2021 recruits and just being around travel baseball, AU basketball, and football. It is tough sledding for the 2021 guys, so, it's great. I mean, great for program building, like, 2-year level, if you have guys coming back, absolutely, yeah. Let's go. Cause I know Coach Pitt, with softball had, some of his ladies, return for that extra year of eligibility and stuff too. So, but yeah, it's tough sledding. So it's a tough job, and coaching, you got to try to juggle the two too. So
But I'm confident we're at the right school with the right set of abilities to kind of help these kids still get to where they want to go, despite the variables we're facing. Yep. I feel pretty good about that.
And speaking of where you want to go, Brandon, where do you see yourself? So are you going to plan on spending one more year at the school, or 2 years? Or are you just going to, go out and, rake all spring long and then see where the chips lie?
I'm definitely going to go out and rake, but I mean, I trust Coach McCarry. I'm hoping I don't have to come to a 4th-year JUCO. I don't even think I can come to a 4th-year JUCO.
Brandon's one of those guys. He's in his 3rd year already.
All right. Yeah, I'm in my 3rd year. So
yeah, so we got to get you out.
He's going to get out. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I trust McCarry. I'm going to do what I got to do, and he's going to help me along the way.
Now, how has the recruiting been going for you so far? I know it's the dead period, but has anyone else reached out to you? Prior to COVID, prior to the dead period, like, early last spring, or, where do you see your prospects being?
Yeah, we had some talks. I mean, Coach McCarry would talk to me over the summer about teams who were interested for this year, but I decided to come back and basically start fresh this year and see what we could get out of this year.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach was very happy to hear that, you're coming back. So anytime we could have a returning catcher coming back and, filling the 3-4 hole in the lineup too, Coach, you got to be thrilled about that.
Yeah, the deal I make with them is that I'm going to do everything possible to help them get out of here as soon as possible. Yep. But when kind of faced with what we were looking at and different programs and stuff that needed people, I felt pretty strongly that some of the best options for guys were to return and give it another go. Right. But I really got to make good on my promises to help them get
right. And that's where the trust comes in with Brandon, right? So if your guys trust you.
Yep. So we got a good track record, though. We're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. And then just before we go, who else besides Brandon do we have to look forward to seeing this spring out there on the field? Like any guys returning or newcomers that are really going to stand out?
So some returners like Zach Claypack is back for another year. Colin Macco's back for another year. Jake Kelchner's back for another year. Jake DeCesar's back for another year. All those guys are going to play pretty heavily into what we do. Okay. And then we, because of the advent of the Major League Draft only being 5 rounds,
right,
we got 2 or 3 freshmen that came onto campus that I really didn't expect to make it here. And they're exciting young players that are kind of working in with the veterans that I think makes for a really interesting mix on the roster. Good.
Awesome. Well, we're excited for you. We're hopeful that there's going to be a spring season. We're planning on it, I know, and I know
Absolutely.
all you guys are planning on it. So, let's just make sure that we have a great rest of the fall and you guys stay safe and stay healthy, and we'll be ready to go once the time comes in, February, March. So we thank you guys for stopping by real fast, and best of luck to you the rest of the fall.
Thank you.
Mike.
And Brandon, keep raking, baby. Keep raking.
I will. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Everyone, that's the little baseball talk. We'll be back in the Falcons Corner. Take flight.
At Lackawanna College, we're not here to change the world, but we will change how you think, how you attack problems, and overcome limitations, how you push yourself to turn challenges into opportunities. It's an experience that'll change your life, and maybe then you can change the world. This is life-changing. This is Lackawanna College.
Hey everybody, back on the Falcons Corner, voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickard, Assistant Athletic Director Erik Larson, still on top of the student union, still enjoying this weather. It is a little breezy up here. I don't have much hair left, and what I do have left is gray, but it's blowing in the wind. So what people see us rocking a little bit, that's just our camera shaking a little.
And please, you have to give us a lot of credit. We ran up, we ran down, we ran back up, and we got to get back down.
I'm exhausted.
Oh,
I got
a workout today.
I got to run. I don't know.
You have a race this weekend.
I not even know if I'm going to get my mileage in and stuff too. Oh, speaking of weekends and stuff too, and I want to mention it. Mrs. Voice of the Falcons' birthday was October 8th. I just want to wish Mrs. Voice
happy birthday.
Happy birthday. October 8th is such a big day.
Mike spoiled you rotten
at the Rickards.
Other than cleaning the house.
Oh, well, we always clean the house. So I have to admit that your name came up in a conversation the other day with Coach Pitzman. For those of you that don't know, Erik is a certified athletic trainer. And even though you really don't do that, you still have your certification.
I do.
So the reason your name came up is because we thought, how is our athletic training staff going to be able to cover football, all the field sports, all the court sports at the same time? And I suggested no better person than Erik. But then that leaves you thin of covering sports, and then how are you going to televise, get all these games online for us to stream everything? So God bless you in the spring.
Well, I will say, and every athletic trainer knows this, you're used to going 110 miles an hour in 25 different directions. And as my wife will attest to, I've been doing that a long time. I don't know how it happens. You just figure it out and you do it. I'm looking forward to having a busy spring. I really am. And we have the potential for having something every day, and I can't wait. Yeah. But you know what? We'll cover it. We'll manage it. We'll figure it out, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm surprised no one's mentioned how the Voice of the Falcons is going to do public address for football, basketball,
that is another
and volleyball.
Absolute concern.
There's only one Voice of the Falcons.
Do we have to do recordings? Like, do we have to present your intros at another game based on a recording?
The polar bear.
Oh, the polar bear. You know what, though? You bring up a good point.
Yeah.
Because we talked about interns. We will have interns in the spring or something like that. You know what? I think we're going to have a lot of, I don't want to say family labor, but let's family help this spring.
And I know the firstborn will be busy because, he'll have combination of all his sports, going on, in the spring season. And speaking of the firstborn, I found the paint scrape on the front the front bumper of my car. I know it didn't come from me. I know it didn't come from me. He denies it. But just like in Godfather 2, when Michael grabbed Fredo and said, I know it was you. I know it was you. Michael, I know it was you. I know. I didn't run into anything.
And unfortunately, that's one of those things.
But we'll forgive him. It was just probably nicking something in the garage. But I know it was you, kid.
It doesn't happen by itself.
No, it doesn't. But that's okay. That's okay. So we're not going to have any other God. I'm not going to send Michael out on Mom, Dad, I'm not sending your grandson out on a boat to take care of the car, like just in The Godfather. Like, Michael will be fine. I'm not going to say anything.
Michael, I do appreciate you in this way, that you allow this saga to continue. Whether you mean to or not, it's fantastic discussion for us.
Yes, it is. And he did register to vote, by the way, so we're excited about that.
Oh, that's a big deal.
So that's a good thing. I'm very excited for that.
Very proud of you.
Yes. So, but we want to thank Coach McCarry, right?
Absolutely. They did a great job, great information. And you know, we were wondering, like, how are we getting our kids exposed for the next level?
Right.
You know,
and that, like I said, the fall is a big thing for showcasing your guys at the junior college level. So the fact that they can't, but with technology and stuff now, filming and sending out videos, I mean, that's the way it goes, but it's tough.
And I appreciate the fact that, you know what, he was looking in advance and he was already planning ahead for this scenario, if we were not going to be on campus. So he's done a great job in getting our kids exposed and getting them ready for the next level.
And as all our coaches are.
Absolutely.
So the key is, and I don't think a lot of people realize it, not only is it important to get student athletes to Lackawanna, it's just as important, if not more important, to get them out to where they want to go for their following 2 years of their academics and athletics.
So like you just said, we prepare them not only for athletics, we get them ready academically so they can go elsewhere and succeed.
Yep. Awesome. Well, I think that was a pretty good show.
That was fantastic and a beautiful day.
Awesome. Fantastic day. We're glad we could share it with you. But make sure you tune in to all of our social media and to the LC Fan Network. And if you're got some interest in esports,
twitch.tv/LackawannaEDU. They have a full schedule. You can find them every single night. So pay attention to that. Social media or posts for those esports as well.
Good. Awesome. I think we covered it all. Check.
Ding, ding, ding.
Nice to have you back.
I loved it.
All right, sweet. And again, above and beyond. Danny wants to come back. I don't know where he's going to go.
No pun intended, above and beyond. I love it. That's fantastic.
Danny, if he wants to be back on the show, he's going to have to think of something.
We'll make him work for it.
We'll make him. Yeah, got it. So, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Have a great week. Be safe. Wear your mask, and we'll see you next week.
Check the Falcons email.
Especially. Take flight.